Welcome back to Wormhole X-Tremists, episode 30, and happy birthday, Yvie!
Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Happy birthday,
you.
Boo,
birthday
my
to you.
triple
I am
S.
officially 8 and 30. It sounds better than
8
saying
and 30.
38.
I like that.
Isn't that what they say in like the Regency era type thing? Like I will be 4 and 20
4 and
this
20,
month,
yes.
you know? Yeah, so
Well, in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days, you can
Like a
join me for
week
0
and a
and
bit.
4.
Yes!
So-
0
whoa,
and
you're
4.
0 and 4.
I will be.
David, my
Woo!
goodness.
I know.
The next
Okay.
decade.
No,
man.
it's looming. It's looming, guys.
It is looming.
So,
Good for you.
Deadman, Switch, and Demons in this episode. So, it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. I enjoy them both. I think that both of the episodes have great guest stars.
Agree with the guest stars for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't the guy in the Christianity episode
The Christianity episode.
sorry, demons. The guy from Korai.
Yes.
Correct.
It is the same
Yes.
actor. His second of 3 appearances.
Yes.
Demons.
He's also in Atlantis.
Yeah, it is.
Is it
David
an episode of
McNally.
Atlantis?
Yes, and he is in the episode that Joe Flanagan penned for season 2 of Atlantis. So, yeah. David McNally, we had him on Dial the Gate. He was wonderful.
Yes, correct.
Some interesting
I did listen
stories
to
there.
bits.
Oh,
I listened
okay.
to bits of the interview and I've tried to embed them into my notes.
proud of you.
So I actually have so many more notes than I do for Deadman Switch with Demons. I have like 7 pages or something.
Wow, okay.
So
That'll be fun to go through.
yeah.
All right.
Big font though, guys. Big font.
Big font. All right. I sent you guys the emails for Adam's artwork for this week.
Yeah.
Do you guys have them? Or email?
Correct. I do.
Okay.
Praying my potato internet doesn't carry on being potato while I load this up.
Potato.
Potato. Okay.
Yeah, why is your internet so potato?
I don't know lately. I think because everyone's just at home taking days
Yeah.
off, because why not? So I'll do the
Doesn't
internet.
isn't it cooler outside though?
It is cooler. I would be doing this outside if I could.
Yeah, they could be downloading stuff on their phones. So, okay. You guys ready to look
true.
at the artwork for Deadman
You got it,
Switch?
Yeah, I
Let's
do
have a look
it.
at it.
Okay.
Wait, why is mine still loading? Oh,
Well,
oh my god!
Didn't say the magic word.
hello.
Wow.
An alternate
that?
Eric
Very
Rock.
handsome.
A handsome young gentleman. I was going to say that does not look like the ordinary Flash that I'm used to. Which alternate universe is this?
Not to say that he's not handsome anyway.
Absolutely.
But,
No, obviously.
yeah.
I was meant the young in terms of handsome young. I was emphasizing the young. Still
That's
handsome.
true.
Kind of like if Aris Bok was in like a reality TV show
Yeah.
now. That's
Or
what
it's
he
like
would look
Eris
like.
Bach from what's the universe? Mass Effect.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
looks kind of
Actually,
like
I'm familiar with that
Commander Shepard.
reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. It reminds me of Shepard.
That's
I like the
actually
ship
brilliant.
too, and I like the blur, the out of focus. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's cool.
I can
Very
imagine it was
cool.
quite tricky for Adam to come up with like a good idea for this one because it's like it's
I'm
just a
pretty
guy.
sure he
Mhm.
used a
Bounty
still.
hunter.
He used the actual still from the show.
Oh
Nice,
wow.
okay.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. He said something like, "I've used a still from the show. I hope you enjoy it."
Let's see if he had any
I was like, "Oh, okay."
notes for this one before I move on from him here. I'm not sure if he did. A recreation scene of Eris Bach in the cargo ship when he wiggles his finger at the
Yeah.
team for trying to escape. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
And then Demons.
Right.
Okay.
I've got
Ooh.
it open. This is
Hmm.
the loincloth on this. Oh my goodness. Woo!
Yeah, so
Am I-
without
He's
that
got an
little
impressive
triangle there, we'd be.
six-pack.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
Wow.
damn indeed.
Damn.
Yeah. Capital D. Capital D for damn.
With horns and everything.
I should not be attracted to a demon of this level of devil. This is not okay. This is not okay.
That's
This
really
is-
funny. Scratch
this
out
is,
Fishman and just put like
yeah,
demonic
devil now.
characters created by AI.
I'm climbing on that train. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
You'd be climbing
That is
for a while.
That is a handsome devil.
Adam's version of an Unas.
I'm not gonna lie, right?
Yeah.
I love
There
it.
you go.
You know what?
I actually
you know what?
really appreciate the surroundings as well.
The
Yeah.
destroyed village. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. I haven't appreciated the background.
Yeah. It's a good
but yeah.
contrast.
It makes me like demons that little bit more. I have this much appreciation for it more. And before I had like this much, like almost invisible. So
Wow.
Well,
Yep,
Look
that's
at that.
Thank
that's
you,
pretty
Adam.
awesome. That's
yes,
pretty
thank you,
awesome.
Adam.
Right.
I like that one. He's very hot.
faux show. You guys ready to watch some episodes here?
Indeed.
Sorry, Dan Ben just said his loincloth's more like a piece of bunting.
Yes.
What?
Oh, it's a celebration indeed.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know what the word bunting was until Jack said it in season 8.
No bunting?
when-
Yeah.
Serious
Yeah, it's a
bunting.
very
Yeah, that's the first time I heard
it's
it.
it's draping for
It's like flags, upside down flags.
I was like 6 or 7 when I first saw it, so I was
Ah,
very
Right.
much
okay,
like,
that's a fair
"What?"
point.
Okay.
That's one of
You
my
know,
favorite lines
so-
from the whole show. It just won't be the same
It's a
without bunting.
Great something. I was 8,
It's a
I think.
great
Yeah.
line. I actually enjoy that whole episode.
Me too. It's an all right one. You know, it's Jack centric. It's good.
It is very
Okay, let me
Jack-centric.
make sure I got
And on the base.
the buttons here right. Live rewatch during. Okay, there we go.
I've got my Switch on.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and get some Deadman Switch under our belts. Grateful to all of you who are tuned in. Hope you can watch the episode with us. And I'm set on this end.
And if you can't watch the episode with us, please leave comments. We do like to respond and pay attention.
That's true too. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, Deadman Switch. Hang on here. Get my thing ready. Okay, Deadman Switch in 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. We're watching Deadman Switch. I am David Reed, and I am also with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo
Hello.
and Yvonne Cahill.
Greetings, Gators.
Happy birthday, Yvie.
Oh, thank you, David.
Yes, you too. Boo. Love you. You're the
This
best.
thick foliage here.
Very thick
Oh,
foliage.
Canada.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I have a couple of points to bring up. Like,
And I have an
pretty early
Evie Nicole themed
on.
note to throw in when Evie's
Ooh.
done making the important
Oh,
points. So
I'm
please go ahead.
excited.
Ouch. Sorry, EUAV.
Yeah. You've served your country.
Brilliant. Send a little memorial home for its family.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll salvage it for parts.
Oh my goodness.
So I was gonna say, when Bok's weapon penetrates this shield in just a little bit, it looks very similar to the transphase eradication rod or the TER used by the Ritu.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's my kind of headcanon that he acquired the weapon likely by illegal means and modified it.
Yep.
But the actual canon is probably it's just a recycled prop. But you know, and a sustainable and cost-effective move by the props department.
I love that. Teal'c just like stands there like, what up, Haas?
Yes.
Aerosbach. Nope.
This is just a fun episode, and I enjoy it because I'm just here to have fun sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
This is great.
I love that he has as much fun with them as O'Neill does with him. You know?
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
They just trade.
Yes.
They're willing to trade barbs with one another.
Oh
And
damn.
now we're stuck.
Oh, we have a
Yes.
new person in the chat who I don't think we've seen before. Luann Vondrasek. Don't know if I said that right.
Vendracek.
Yeah, and they said
Luann
happy birthday,
Vendracek.
Evie.
Hello,
Hello,
Thank you,
Luann.
welcome.
Luann is one of my oldest Stargate friends.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
She and I go way back.
Welcome, welcome.
She was a sergeant major in the military. She's a bit of a badass.
Oh,
Awesome.
hello.
Very cool.
So welcome, Luann.
Very good to have you. Yeah.
Say hello to Mike for me.
So this is obviously the first and only episode where we have Sam J. Jones's Spock.
Yes.
And obviously he's most famous for Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have like bits of that Queen song in my head like throughout this whole episode if you're familiar with the Queen song.
Yep.
So Savior of the Universe. And we've got Mark Holden as Cora. So most interesting fact about Mark is his father was the former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from 86 to 93, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
That's
Wow.
a bit
Okay.
mental. Whoa.
And guys, this is the first episode in which the Stargate does not appear.
At all.
And
Whoa.
correct. Donis Davis is credited and doesn't appear in this episode.
Wow.
That's a bit. I just love that Jack just did the knife thing,
Yep.
thinking, oh yeah, you know, all
Yes,
It's a
I was
callback.
gonna say.
time.
I was gonna say
From the
it's
Nox
like
and
Yes.
Secrets.
Yeah.
yes. And the shield itself does seem to be kind of very similar to the Goa'uld Force shield from Into the Fire, which is a few episodes back, rather than the Goa'uld's personal energy barrier.
Yeah.
And in a few seconds, Spock also claims that he's disabled the DHD. So the team has like escaped from planets with damage destroyed and missing DHDs by like manually dialing the gate, you know, like in Prisoners with Linnea.
Yeah.
I mean, that said, they would kind of need a suitable power source. So I guess still they wouldn't be able to access the gate really.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did he actually disable the DHD or does he just say he did? I can't remember.
I think he
pulled
actually
chip out.
did because he removed like one of the crystals
Oh, okay.
and
There you
gives
go.
it
See, I
back to them at
remembered
the end of the
somehow.
episode.
Okay, there we go.
Also, this is an episode that features several of the cast members tripping in the background for like some little funny goofs. So Michael Shanks is about to trip when they're entering Box ship for the first time. So he trips over a pile of equipment. So watch out because I never noticed it before.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at noticing tripping, but like I only really like remember certain episodes because the trips are so big. So maybe I didn't
Yes.
notice this one before.
Anyone remember the name? Oh, too late.
The Brokener, yeah. I remember because someone beat me to it in one of our trivia things, and I was like, "Damn it!" So I will never forget Brokener now. I'm
Brokener.
forever salty. Yeah.
Don't make it your password.
Wait, there we
No.
go.
no.
Did you see?
Wow.
Looked
Yeah.
right over it. You think that? I think that was on purpose. That looked on purpose.
It seems very like
it looked
Daniel.
nice.
Very
for
Daniel,
them to
yeah.
do it. Yeah. So even if it was like, you know, by accident, seems on purpose in a way. Works.
First, the introduction of the most
Cargo ship.
the most reliable, most reused
The
spaceship
Teltac.
set, the Teltac.
Yeah,
The
correct.
entire rest of the series. And
It's
it
not
appears in
officially
universe,
named.
So.
Yes, and it's not
Does.
officially named until episode 12, Joel and Oz Memories.
Ah, okay, there we go.
So it just calls it a cargo ship, I think.
Yep.
So I just want to say I really love this episode because we're coming off of like some, you know, pretty solid episodes and a Sam and Jack episode. And like
Yes.
me as a fan, I love to roll straight into this one because there's just a couple little moments where they're just getting along really beautifully. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I feel it as a shipper. So.
The
Well,
gold
there is
thing
that scene
on
where-
the wall there, that is a water recycling device, and Set was used.
They recycled a recycling device.
Yeah, it's a water reclamation
Awesome.
device, and they've used them throughout science fiction for light fixtures because they're so
Brilliant.
alien looking. Please continue.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just any shipping stuff, Evie? You know, what your thoughts?
Any shipping stuff?
Yeah, you know, is
Oh,
that
I
a
was just
shipping
going to
one
say
for you?
because there is that episode. There is that scene later on where Sam's lying down and Jack's
Yes.
like right beside her, and then Aris comes up in that ship.
I really expected her to bite him again, just like in the first episode of season 2 in Serpent's Lair.
Bite her again. So Aris Spock's open wound. So
Yes.
he's not human as he outwardly appears because he's got like fluorescent blood. But do you think maybe it's the Roshna that's changed the color?
I
of
did
his
wonder if
blood?
it was
possible.
the Roshna, yeah.
It's, he
Yeah.
looks human, but he's an offshoot species like a Jaffa. You know,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
not the same. I bet he can see through the wall. He's not messing.
This scene is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh,
I love this
absolutely.
the doctor conversation.
Yep.
The doctor, yes.
This is one of my favorites from the whole show. And the
Hello.
Look how
ease
handsome
in
and
shot
charming
for
he
our
is.
guest star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien.
A full 8 minutes until we see his face.
Yeah. I love this.
Brilliant.
If you had alien translators, that would be a mistake that would be made fairly often, because the doctor is a colloquialism on Earth for many different things.
That's true. Exactly.
Or not colloquialism,
I really
but you know, it's used for multiple things.
Wish that they had like translator microbes like in Farscape, like properly like explained and put into Stargate to make it make more sense that they all speak, you know, English. Or that we all understand.
I just in my head it's like Doctor Who with the TARDIS like just naturally translates everything. So the gate just naturally translate everything.
They talked about it at the beginning of the show. I asked Jonathan Glassner about this, and they're like, we talked about doing something, and then we just didn't. Ugh.
Lovely.
It's very watery blood.
Uh-huh.
Or enemy of my enemy is my friend, is what you're hoping.
Mm.
Well, it's probably my favorite line from the episode. Carter says, "I think you care, and I don't think you enjoy what you do nearly as much as you pretend to." And he says, "I think you need to shut up," because she begs him. He's a really sensitive guy, and he does not want to show it.
No. I love the way he's like, okay, sit down. You're not the center of the universe. Chill out.
Yeah, I appreciate that he pronounces it Goa'uld each and every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so many guest stars really struggle with that.
Yes.
Independent contractor.
That's what it is say on his passport.
Talent. So how do you get...
Was that Amanda tapping about to break, or was she just responding to Jack being Jack? She let out a bit of a laugh there. Yeah.
They're allowed to laugh at him every now and then.
Yeah.
You have to.
This guy knows so much stuff. I love it.
Yeah, he's done his research.
Yeah.
He has. He doesn't know about her recent promotion, but other than that, he's pretty spot on.
So Nick.
No.
I love that line. I love it so much.
This episode has some great ones.
The chemistry between SG-1 like shines really well here.
It does. Well, there's not a lot of secondary characters in this episode. It's just like the four, and then it's Aris, and then Cora. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think they do really well with the script, and like you said, the chemistry is really good in this episode.
I wish there were more shows like this. Aside from the fact that we don't have Dawn, I really do wish that there were more episodes like this, because they're like the inverse of bottle episodes. So, and it's great character exploration. Because all the meaty stuff is, you know, when they're sitting and talking.
That's why bottle episodes are my favorites.
Bottle.
Sorry, should I get more English? Bottle. There you go.
Well done.
Thank you.
You correctly pronounced a T.
Fell out of my brain. I'm so sorry.
I do the same thing. I say bottle, like bottle with a D. Bottle.
Okay.
Yep.
I hate him. You had the... I saw someone made like a song out of this online once before they started doing auto-tuning. Yeah. Yeah. The Arisbox song. Everybody hates.
I'll have to look for it.
It's nothing special.
It's
before auto-tuning, so... But they could now.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. Could do a good job of it now. So you can't really see it in this light all that well. We can see it a little bit better when Aris is in the light, but he has a left eyebrow scar, which is very similar to the one that Jack acquires in the next episode,
Yeah.
pretty much. So he kind of suffered an eyebrow injury in 1969, but the scar becomes more prominent in the next episode.
That's to
Right.
match from real life. He had one, and so they were
Oh,
like,
did he?
okay, at a certain point we got to stop covering this thing up. So they wrote it into an episode.
Ah,
Yep. I think
okay.
it's a
I
hockey
thought.
injury.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
I
not gonna lie,
thought he
eyebrow
wanted
scars
it
are
as part
hot.
of his character, but we'll talk about it next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor.
None of your business is what it is.
And he didn't use it all.
No, I know. Left a little
Yeah,
tiny
for a very
piece.
like sparse resource, you would have thought he'd just be like absolutely squeezing that
Exactly.
thing dry.
Yeah.
Kevlar.
That's your problem. I love his little staff weapon head on the front of it, on his front there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jack trips up several times in the next minute.
I'm waiting
It's
for
rough
it.
terrain.
It is
Yeah.
rough terrain.
Trying to remember all the dialogue and like, walk.
There we go. There's
Oh!
a trip.
Goodness. These
There's
trees
another
need to
one
get out
about
of the
10
way
seconds.
so I can actually see.
Yeah, these trees.
Second trip's not as obvious.
Don't really see these in the show very much. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like
there
a
it is.
very slight trip. Yeah.
The naming of Zatgun.
Great. Great line.
Drop the Nicotel.
It does save a bit of effort.
Oh, it's almost Australian. That's what we do.
Yeah.
True,
Or
it's too
us in
hot
the
to say
South,
the full word.
y'all.
Yes, y'all.
Like I say, in England, we just start dropping words. Just start making noises.
I think at this point they're like, okay, the script is too short, so let's give him a Zat gun. Let's play around with it for 5 minutes, and because they could have just been like, he could have been like, you really think I'm giving you a weapon that would hurt me? So
Yes.
but it allows us to do the Deadman switch portion of the episode, which I think is what the I don't know why it's called this. Why is it called Dead? Is it because of his auto destruct?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
it's not
know,
central
but it would
to
make
the plot.
sense. No, it's not really that important.
Oh, I guess it is because the Teltec does blow up at the end. So that's
Yeah.
true. Maybe he
does.
does trigger it. So I'll give them that. But I would have come up with a different
Daniel's
name,
little hop.
like Eris
So
or
cute.
something.
Yeah.
Through the
tree?
trees.
Yeah. So Jack's about to make kind of a very current, well, almost current pop culture reference. So he says Beetlejuice, which is a reference to the Tim Burton 1988 film. But did you see that they're actually doing another film? They're doing a Beetlejuice 2, reprising like some of the cast are reprising their roles.
Haven't they been talking about that for years?
Did hear about that.
They might
yeah.
have been. But yeah, Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara.
Are they confirmed?
So, yeah, I believe so. That they're shooting shortly. I think
Okay,
it's
interesting.
it's going to be on the screen next year.
Gesundheit.
That's exciting.
Well, we'll see about it. Now, with Earth technology, even if he had said the right word, it wouldn't have worked because it wouldn't have been in his voice.
Yes.
So. Hey guys, we're here. Oh boy, this could be a while.
I love seeing like in the early days they have such struggle with ghoul technology, and then by like seasons 7 through 10, they're sitting there like, no biggie, easy.
Lockwatcher
Love it.
is always to be relied upon. A Deadman switch is a switch that is designed to be activated or deactivated if the human operator becomes incapacitated. They use this on old subway trains.
Very cool fact. Thank you. I appreciate that because the definition was lost on me.
And we're about to lose another digit.
Looks like we have about 18 people watching. So hello to everybody.
Welcome to everybody.
Yes, hello.
Ah, there goes that digit. Of course we did. This wall should have been made with something a little bit less flexible. There we go.
Yep.
You would have thought they'd make it I don't know, like soundproof or something.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice
Isn't
the
the
visual
middle one
effects there?
the shining on
Yeah,
the
the shining on
Mhm.
each of them so
Yeah.
that the audience would see them. Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't get it. It doesn't go off.
No, it isn't the middle one the one that's supposed to make it go off. And
He's removed the central
okay.
crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that one, then it would be armed. Okay.
Correct.
It does,
yeah,
it does seem a little
arms it when
silly
he comes back
that,
into the
that's
ship.
how the mechanism works, but I'm just going to ignore that and accept that the Gould are sometimes really dumb. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a crystal that just pops in and pops out. It's not like protected by anything. There's
yeah,
not, like,
it's
a
like
cover
just,
over it.
God,
Or...
that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like it happens to have a thing that stops it from exploding but makes it look like it's going to explode. It's a bit too convenient. That's how the technology works in this instance, but whatever.
Maybe I will.
That aside.
Yes, Jacob Olihars, he has a Deadman. O'Neill has a Deadman switch situation in Return Part 2. He has to be
Yes,
under
oh
the
my
water.
goodness.
It's a great sequence.
Yeah.
What were you doing
Yeah,
down there? The backstroke.
I love. I can't wait to get to Atlantis. It's going to be great.
Yes. I love he's like, ooh. Ridiculous.
Whoops.
Well, this is embarrassing.
If he's able to like make himself immune to the Zat gun, why don't like SG-1 do that?
It's probably a material that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but then, because story reasons, Yvie.
Yeah.
Like,
I
keep
know,
hitting him
I
with
know.
it.
I'm trying to be logical.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Join the party.
They both just
He
look
looks so
fed up.
grumpy.
Yeah.
I'd be fed up. Every time it looks like they've got like, one up on this guy, he's like, nah, 20 steps ahead of you.
Oh, God. Is the deal still on?
I love how he kind of like floods his eyelids a little bit when he says that.
And, of course, it's going to be a Tok'ra. Unless it's a Gould pulling the whole I'm a Tok'ra gag.
When I first saw this episode, I didn't see it coming that the Gould was a Tok'ra.
Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think it's a good twist.
Yeah, and Eris is not going to, all things considered, Eris is not going to care. Not until he finds out that the Tok'ra could be an ally. So.
Jean Diaz has raised a good point. It's something I've been thinking about every time we've mentioned the armor. She said, isn't it the same material we see the Cull Warriors wearing too? Yeah, Vala does say at one point, like, and we see the Cull Warriors wearing it, but Vala says at one point, the suit still absorbs like zap blasts even without the plastic armor bit. But then Daniel shoots her in the hip, and I'm like, are you lying, or is that just an editing error? So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, maybe it's the same technology. Very interesting.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
They didn't kill
this
his
always
wife?
remind me of like Cardago's story in Farscape.
Yeah. Is he lying?
I think so. I think the
I don't
Tok'ra
remember.
confirms that he's lying.
Okay.
It's been so long since I've seen this episode. Look at that. I forgot something about Stargate. Can you believe it?
I can. There's only 370
There's a lot of things to
episodes.
remember. Yeah.
Mm.
Tekuna Tagaminatron.
Oh,
There you go.
Won't work on him anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm taking Sam.
Would he have given? Would he have let them go? You think, or would he have turned them in
Um,
for some rations?
I don't think he would have turned them in.
No, would have let him go.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's that ruthless.
Yeah,
I feel like it really just depends on his mood, or like I feel like he really warmed up to these guys a bit more.
Mm.
Lewis Cox. I love Farscape, Nicole. Jacob
Oh yeah,
Holleyhorse.
sweet Nicole.
I
Yes.
would love to would watch it again and again.
I also, yeah, I love Farscape. It's great. It's a bizarre show and it's a bit cringy and dated, but like now, but it's still like the story's still excellent. So I try to move past the 90s-ness of it.
Yeah,
Whoa! God, you should make that a trivia question. Try and spell that.
Yes.
I don't know if I can spell it, but I can say it. So
Yeah.
and not heat seeking.
Not heat seeking.
Oh wait, no, they are heat seeking.
It is heat seeking, yeah.
Yeah. So it would seem something hot. Ah, there you go. Cool.
Nice.
Yep. The vacuum, sort of. And the gold grenades. What are they called?
Oh
I
gosh,
don't
I don't
have
even
the
know what they're
name.
called. Oh, do they have
Yeah.
a name?
I thought they did. Shock grenades.
Is that what we call them?
Called shock grenades. I'm pretty sure.
Aren't the shock ones the ones that flash you, not the ones that pew pew?
I don't know if they pew pew or don't pew pew. I'll have to see.
It's a very scientific definition.
Sorry, pew
Absolutely.
pew.
Adorable.
A toker with a hand device. How often do you see that?
He's got to look the part, don't he? If he's
guess
gonna
so.
sneak around Gould
does.
worlds.
Oh, that's right. He's undercover, like most Tok'ra are.
Yeah. He was undercover with Sokar.
And then Sokar figured it out.
I think he suspected, and so he just yeeted out of there before things got too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, he yeeted.
He yeeted.
Proud of you.
Yeeted.
Apparently, we're well known. Yep.
I was so
Mhm.
shocked when this twist happened. I couldn't believe it.
Now what are we gonna do?
So this little device that he's using to track Nakwita-based technology is very cool. And there's a few things that they bring up in this episode that I wish that they'd brought up later, and that's one of them. That would have been so awesome for like SG-1 to have on standby.
Yeah.
Another great scene.
It could.
Mm.
I really wish we got to explore his people more. Damn it, Stargate.
Agreed. I
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Well, on that, I was listening to one of David's interviews with the great Robert C. And he said that he wanted to create like a Han Solo type character, kind of a wild card. But he admitted that Aris Bok didn't really pop as much as he had hoped, which is no fault of Sam's, just, or anyone involved in the episode. It just didn't sort of work. But
That's a shame.
they didn't give up on the idea of having a lovable rogue, and they created Vala. So
Correct.
she's kind of like
Woo,
the byproduct
Black
of
Queen!
this. Yeah.
That's how Vala came to be.
Yeah.
So they took the lessons from Aris. And
I was saying this
Yeah.
episode reminds me in some ways of Prometheus Unbound because of the fact that they're kind of like, it's almost like a very bottle episode. They're trapped in, a situation with some sort of bounty hunter type person.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, and there's a lot of like just playing around and little silly bits and bobs and a lot of comedy. So
Yeah, so this was their like trial, and then
Yeah.
they revised
And they nailed it.
and brought it
Even
back
harder.
in like a few seasons time.
Yeah.
Great. Now we've got a problem.
Yeah.
You guys really should carry some IDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that he kept Sam behind because he knew this episode is like got
He
so
knew
many
that he
little
was going
layers.
to recognize. Yeah, he knew that
Yeah.
the Tok'ra was going to recognize her. So, oh, and so the other way around, she was going to recognize the Tok'ra. Mm-hmm.
And I hightailed it out of there.
And that's where he got the cargo ship from.
So Bach doesn't use cargo ship.
I'm not gonna lie, out of all the species I'd want to be, I would not want to be a Tok'ra. Too much like suicide mission, this, save the world, that. No one just drops by to say hi anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Jack. How are you? I'm
so
good. Okay.
They're just too busy like going on these missions and like dying. It's like,
It's always
like,
the end of the world.
Yeah, at least the UNS get to just chill out and like have those things covering their necks to be safe. So I go for them.
Mm-mm.
So this conversation is just so important in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pretty tough.
Pragmatist.
It makes me sad thinking that Teal'c is still at the point where he doesn't truly like completely believe that the Goa'uld are defeatable.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that they mentioned that in Avatar. It breaks my heart.
I know people who go through life like this.
Yeah.
I can't beat them, so I'm just gonna join them.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Be quiet.
Yes. Yes.
Don't pretend you know me.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sam can see right through you.
Yeah.
He needs a hit.
She showed some sensitivity there and some awareness, and I really like that.
Flavor.
Yes, flavor.
This episode is a lot of talk. I forgot.
Yeah.
It is. It is a lot of talk.
And it holds up. There you go. He doesn't have a kid.
Rushna.
The Rushna, yeah.
I feel like there isn't enough focus on the Goa'uld storylines where they're inflicting pain on people in like more unique ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Nitty stuff was unique, and I wish we saw more of it. And like I'm sorry to say it, but Brief Candle was an interesting take on like a very Nitty type storyline of studying humans and turning them into lab rats. And this is another interesting one. We were so used to seeing Goa'uld just taking people and just enslaving them and making them Jafar, and it's like, okay, well, it's like I want a bit more like this.
Well, like the Rushna is supposed to make them like subservient.
It's like the Quetzalcoatl White.
Does it still
in
like does it still have that effect on them, or they're just addicted to it and it no longer makes them subservient? Do you know what I mean?
I think if they don't have it, they just die.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was the case.
Like it's a compound that they need, or perhaps it kills something else in their body that their body needs to, or it may, without it, something else in their body dies off. It's taken over their immune system or such. Whatever causes him the shakes.
Yeah, maybe it's almost like kind of like the sarcophagus, with Daniel getting addicted to the sarcophagus.
Yeah. But in his case, like I don't think you can't maybe like wean off it like normally,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
I would have really liked to see this guy like just floating around, or like have him reappear in the bounty episode in season 10 to be like, hey guys, I'm still kicking, I'm still here.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. It's kind of ironic because the Flash Gordon movie was supposed to be 3 movies, but because it did so poorly, they only did the one. And it's kind of similar to this. Like, it didn't do as well as they expected, so they didn't bring him back. But yeah.
Oh, this is a hilarious moment. I love it. Just the way he tries to sneak over is just brilliant.
Belly crawl.
Yeah, it's like you're not fooling anyone, mate.
Well, she's still she's a member of his team, so he's got to make sure that she's okay.
Jed Ted said, I always wish there were more rogue elements in Stargate like the Lucian Alliance. Yeah.
And apparently Jacob Olahar says Mark Holden has a small role in a 2002 movie, The Stick Up, which has James Spader as a lead and also starring Alex Zahara.
Woo!
Oh, there you go.
We like Alex Zahara. He's a
couple
nice
of Stargate alumni.
Wiki.
Oh, they are way too close to each other, and I love it. Hey, guys.
I've been out. How would I know? Uh-oh. Great visual effect here. The ship and the interior of another set.
Agreed.
Yeah, they did pretty good.
And this is the screenshot where Adam took the image from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't escape this guy. It's great.
Get out of there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Retreat.
Move on out. Don't bite him in the hand this time.
Yeah, literally. That's what I said earlier. I was like, I really expected her to bite him. Now hold hands.
Kiss.
Yes.
It's against regulation.
There's no one around.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just appreciate when they have any interaction at all. So when it's just them two. Yeah, help her up.
And he went,
yeah,
he went and got him.
Look at that. They held hands.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, they're hard to get, yeah.
Oh, so he does let him go.
Mm.
Shut up.
Yeah, we don't see them use.
I found
we don't
this
see them use
effect
this tablet
moment
again, though, do we?
very cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see him use it again. Oh my goodness. I really feel like they could have convinced this guy to like let that Tok'ra live. I feel like the Tok'ra was way too quick on the, I want to try and take myself out kind of, vibe.
You just couldn't see another way out.
And he was about to take everybody out.
Yeah.
Or was it just poison that was going to kill him?
Just kill him.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not
It was suicide, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have the gas they use in season 5 yet.
Well, no, Ryak was going to break his tooth and that would.
Oh yeah,
so,
that was yeah.
Yeah, but I guess he was just going to take himself. So. Oh, here we go. Looks like we're not going to do this again. We just did this 2 seasons ago.
It is funny because like I wish the Tok'ra could have lived properly, but like, is he dead? Is he actually officially dead? He's probably gone, or does he is just knocked out? I don't know, but like I really feel like he would have been convinced enough, but I feel like maybe the Tok'ra doing that is what makes him go, no, you know what, I was wrong. So I guess it was needed.
Yeah, I think it was needed.
Oh.
Yeah, is he alive still? Like,
Yes, he's
when
still alive.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just passed out.
He caught it in time, I guess.
Oh, there you go. There's the crystal for the DHD.
Mm.
Jacob said, yes, Nicole, one of the season 9 or 10 Lucian Lyons episodes would have been a great comeback for him. Yeah. Would have been nice.
Get out of there, guys.
Yeah.
Before he changes his mind.
Yeah, he's still going. Good for him.
Cool shot.
Yeah, they did very good job with the special effects. I love that little personal
I
shield
love that he
they
did
throw
that
around
to Teal'c.
Teal'c.
It's hilarious.
Just to prove that he's not just walking around.
Yeah, the effects really hold up.
They do.
Yeah.
So there's a
Good.
little thing that comes up shortly that's incorrectly regarded as a groove. So you can hear the explosion before it's visible, kind of. And given the distance, it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
But there's actually 2 kind of explosions. So SG-1 look around when they hear the smaller explosion, and then there's a second one. So it's likely the first one's like the self-destruct device exploding, and then the ship explodes after that.
Makes sense.
Good point. Yeah, igniting the fuel. Mm-hmm.
Didn't say it was going to be a quick thing.
Yeah. Yeah, feel bad.
What if you don't make your
It's
delivery?
Teal'c's eyes. Very
expressive.
He's like, ooh, it's like me in Children of the Gods. I can totally turn this guy. Yeah, there was a secondary one. Nice. Nice.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, those things do not look comfortable or safe.
No,
Nope.
not at
Flying
all.
coffins.
There's no padding.
Yeah.
Yeah, flying coffins, exactly. Kind of look like a refrigerator or something.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Beautiful.
So I thought he had to have that in order for it to be armed. Now I don't get it.
I assume it's just a similar looking crystal, but for a different, more vital.
Yeah,
part
there are
of the
3
ship.
crystals, so maybe one was like to make it go off at like the right time. But yeah, this is what I mean about the crystals. They're all very confusing. It's like, why do you all do such silly things? It should be more secure. You type in a password and then be like, okay, self-destruct in 5 minutes.
Baroque?
Yeah, exactly. That's so cute.
It doesn't make me feel any better.
Yeah, why would he conceal that? Just to screw with them?
Yeah,
so.
because he was like, you're the cheapest one. No one wants you, and it's like, actually, they do.
Try and figure it out.
Oh, I really wish they'd done another follow-up.
Stargate, why are you like this? There's
Like,
so many.
Or at least
so
mention
important.
it in dialogue
They
or
could've done
something,
this.
you know?
They don't even do that.
Yeah.
And like I would have liked to have seen like Cora return in some respects. Like
Mhm.
even if it was just a
Yeah.
passing comment just to find out what happened to him. But they didn't do that either.
There are some really stinky episodes of this show, and they could have done some kind of something with some of the really good storylines they never went back to with those episodes, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bit like, oh, it's frustrating.
I enjoy that show.
That was a good time. I really don't know how to feel about it, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of sad that a lot of the things in this episode didn't come up in later episodes, but as a you know, a 45 minute episode, self-contained, it's a good episode. I don't have any beef with this episode. I like it.
No, I like it. I don't like love it or think it's like epitome of Stargate, but it's like it's a good example of what you can do with just a bit of creative writing and just a few good actors.
Exactly.
In
like
Canada.
it's kind of light on the action and high on the dialogue, but I think
it doesn't need a lot of action to make it work. You know, all you need is some to carry the story forward.
If anything, as well, for me, some of the action has kind of aged poorly because, you know, it's been 20 years, so it's like I'm glad that when I see less of it, I think I enjoy it more, maybe because of that, because it's been so long. It's, you know, these episodes have aged better.
That's Deadman Switch.
Indeedio.
Indeedy poo. Bringing it back.
Bringing back the poo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, gang.
How are we feeling about this one, guys?
I've always enjoyed this episode.
Don't know. It's, you know, it's an enjoyable episode. I'm not like in love with it. It's not like the best thing in the world, but like I enjoy it. So it's like, is it better than 3.5? Is it better than the average episode? I don't know.
I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah, I was going to go with a 4 also. I think 3 seems too low because it is a good time. And I enjoyed Sam Jones as our Spock.
Yep.
Special effects were actually pretty decent. They went to a lot of effort with the ship. And it holds up really well. I'm just thinking about Crystal Skull and the really crappy graphics there that we have to look
Oh my goodness!
And this is like
the giant aliens,
and like they're just running on the spot,
right?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god.
But
I mean, running too bad. It was the way the wall behind it didn't look very good.
It's a standalone episode. If it was the start of a huge arc, I probably would have given it a 5. It's a standalone show. It's a nice episode.
Yeah.
The casting is great. The visual effects are good. It's funny. It hits all the, you know, typical SG beats. So
yeah,
4.
and for an episode that's like primarily just dialogue based, I think it holds up well. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 4 as well.
I think, you know, I really want to give it like a 3.5 because I'm like, it's kind of like. For me, it's like not really a 4, but it's not really a 3.
Yeah,
so, but
if
you
we
know
did
what?
fractions, I'd do that too.
But I think I do enjoy it more than the average episode because of the banter. So I think I'm also going to give it a 4. And I think that's the last 3 episodes, the last 2 weeks, guys, that we've all given the episodes the same rating.
Really?
Last week, I think we all agreed on both episodes on the ratings. Or
I
at
think
least
we
like
did.
Really close. Yeah.
Well,
I think David actually had a different rating, and then the last minute he changed his on last week.
I think
and
I
remember
did
being
too.
like, whoa. Yeah, so
That
look
doesn't
at us,
happen
guys.
too often.
Yeah, season 3. We're all like, we're agreeing. Very like, we're all
very cordial.
yeah, look at us.
All right.
I'm going to start reading what everyone else's
Please,
responses
please.
are.
Yes.
So Jacob said, this is my favorite SG-1 episode. Favorite? Okay. Whew. So 7 chevrons from me. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay then.
SG-1 just being space monkeys for 40 minutes, but also many more layers. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Then we've got
The
Jean
reverse.
Diana. 1 chevron the opposite. Oh my goodness, Jean Diana.
Wow.
It was it was weak and didn't really move anything forward, and mostly because we never got a follow-up on the Aris or on Aris or his planet. Yes, that did bother me a little bit. So we've got Anthony with, I think it's a 4 from me. Lockwell just said this is still a fun episode but needed a follow-up episode later. I would give this 5 chevrons. Really like Vala Bok. That's great. Ray Wood said 4 chevrons. Lewis Cox said I would go with 5. Mac Boland's conscience said 5. It's fun and I like Sam Jones. Jed Ted said 5. Ray Wood said I liked it just for the devious fun of the hunter. Anthony said yes, we did all agree last week. Good job, us.
Okay, there we go.
And Dan Ben says 5 out of 7. Jean Diada Smith said, I missed the first 10 minutes. I don't know if you mentioned this, but it's believed they found Julian Sands' remains.
They found a body. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They haven't confirmed it.
I did not expect that when I was reading it. I expected it to be something else. Oh my goodness.
I just saw that today too.
Yes, I have not mentioned, I don't think we mentioned it previously on the stream, but we were all like,
absolutely,
definitely worried and paying attention to that. So that is, if it is him, that's incredibly unfortunate.
At least they'll have an answer.
Yes,
that's true. His family will have something.
They'll have some
awful
absolution.
outcome.
The good thing, at least.
Yeah, awful outcome though. It's been like 5 months. I think he went missing in January. Yeah. So
what a
pretty awful
bummer to end that on. But yes, I'm looking forward to seeing him later on in the show, and talking about how wonderful he is.
His memory
through the show. Yeah, he was wonderful. Okay, well, on that great note,
I know I'm feeling a bit down now.
I'm feeling really sad. I'm going to try and move us swiftly onto demons.
All right.
All respect to Julian Sands and his family. Rest in peace, everybody. And hope everyone's okay. Demons.
You ready to demon it up?
An episode
I am
dislike with great passion. I've seen it once.
One time.
You've only seen it once.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can only go up from there.
I
don't hate it that
nothing.
much.
I remember almost nothing, guys.
Okay.
So we're gonna be so confused.
Let's watch it. Okay.
Okay.
5, 4, 3. This is the Wormhole Extremists. I am David. You're also going to hear Yvie today.
Greetings.
And Nicole today.
Hello.
And this is Demons on Wormhole Extremists. Trees and more trees. There we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that's obviously Jack's little dig at Vancouver and the very familiar scenery.
That same mountain pass.
And from the Knox as well, isn't this?
This is the mid-valley viewpoint of the Lower Seymour Conservation Reserve, which is the location of the Knox planet.
Oh, good. Look at me. See, I love that I can identify like what area of Canada they're in different episodes and be like, oh, I know where that one was.
Yeah.
So this is a little Dr. Evil in Austin Powers.
I love the way that the 4 of them came through that gate. I love when the 4 of them get a good shot where the camera gets them all being like, coming through or being just dramatic and posing together.
Also,
and it's like,
this CGI lizard is really cool.
Yep.
There's like a really quick CGI lizard there, and it's really detailed.
Darren and I debated what to call it. The medieval Christian planet lizard, the medieval Christian lizard, so we never did name him.
Medieval Christian lizard.
He's been saved by Christ, so.
So this is kind of cool what Daniel just said, theorizing that the people were taken from medieval Europe through the Antarctic Stargate. So this suggests that the Goa'ulds were present on Earth as recently as the Middle Ages. And they knew about the second Stargate in Antarctica after the Giza Gate was buried. And this kind of, I think, in my mind, ties into Yu's remark about the second Stargate in Legacy, because he knew about it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I don't know why they didn't just extract them with a ship, but
Yeah. And Tilk reading the Bible for cultural significance is kind of cool.
Gosh.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's the highest sold
it's the most famous book
in history.
Yeah.
He'd probably have if you're all completely neutral about it, he'd probably have a look at it. So I love how Jack says he's listening to it on tape.
I was in the bookstore doing one of those little challenge things where it was like, find the oldest book you can find as quickly as possible in the bookstore, and I was like, where's the Bible? It's like
exactly.
One of the
oldest
ones.
in print. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, someone else picked like Shakespeare, and I was like, sucker.
Shakespeare, come on.
Yeah, that
Bible.
Pilgrim's Progress. There's some old ones for sure. The CG shot.
Yeah.
I think I don't like this episode because Christianity is so prevalent, like in my life and England.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as it used to be, but still prevalent. So I'm like, I already know how shoddy this all is, as in like not the religion, but the time, the medieval times are so awful, So
trying to recall if we sold that piece at PropWorks. I think we may have.
Oh,
That is
If
okay.
we
cool
had that or
piece.
not, I'm not entirely sure. So
Well, that is
that's
straight up
really
an
cool.
Unis in the middle of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Look at that.
So,
Nicole doesn't remember a thing, so.
So Jacob in the chat's already kind of brought this up, but this is the second consecutive episode where we don't see Don S. Davis as Hammond.
Oh,
Oh,
So
wow.
this is the only time that he's apparently absent in 2 consecutive episodes prior to his actual departure from the regular cast at the end of season 7.
cool.
And as we discussed in the previous stream, this is David McNally's return for another Tilk-centric episode.
That's right.
After Korai, this time as Simon.
Yeah.
Not so Tilk-centric, but it does
There is a lot of
lean that
focus,
way.
yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention that this episode is written by Carl Binder. It's his first and only solo writing credit, but he also wears many hats for the Stargate franchise, including
Yes.
creative consultant and executive producer. And he also makes a guest appearance in a photo of Jennifer Keller's father in Atlantis, which I didn't realize.
That's correct.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I love
Yep.
that.
And I
plays her dad.
also discovered that he was the executive producer on another show that I was obsessed with in the early 2000s, Mysterious Ways. And he wrote for the Disney movie Pocahontas.
Yes,
and
he
he
did.
wrote with Steven Spielberg. So how cool is that?
Yeah.
What an array.
Yeah, he's got a lot of credits under
That
his
is
belt.
quite a resume.
That is a lot. That is impressive.
I know.
Oh,
I was also
Don.
like
I
researching
see.
this episode, and Alan Peterson plays Cannon, and I always thought when I saw this episode that he looked really familiar, and like I did a deep dive on the internet, and I'm pretty sure he played like a really small role in like one of my favorite family films, Pure Luck, which had Martin Short, Danny Glover, and Harry Shearer in it.
Whoa.
I did not know that.
Like a flashback to my childhood.
Honestly,
We
the
came
Dark
through the ring,
Ages
but, you know.
frustrate me.
Yeah.
What is it? We'd already be exploring space if it wasn't for the damn Dark Ages.
Yes.
No, we are not. She's just sick. Was it the measles? What she have?
Chicken pox.
She has chicken
Yeah, I was going
pox.
to say, is it the pox?
Okay.
Classic.
She's got the pox. Chicken or small? You're going to be saying that a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
We don't know him at all.
Yeah.
What is he?
You know what, though? When they say demons, like,
Mhm.
you know, the Unis look very demonic. So, like,
Yeah, this was a great tie-in.
yeah.
I just wish it wasn't out of the blue, but you know, it's one of the
Yeah,
show's
agreed.
first real retcons. Peter DeLuise did a great job on this.
He does do a good job on this. Yeah, agreed.
You're not listening to us, man. Get up. David McNally is great in this.
Yeah. I
He
love him.
is.
So
I think he's a great actor.
Evie, do you recall from the interview that I did with him
Yes.
what had just happened to him before this
Yes,
episode?
I was going to bring that up later. Oh my god. He'd just driven into was it Vancouver for
Mhm.
his audition, and he was staying with a friend who lived in a sketchy neighborhood, and he'd parked his like van outside the front of the house with all of his belongings in it because he was going to stay there for like a month or something. And his van got stolen.
Oh my
His
goodness.
whole van got
Everything
stolen.
in
I think
it.
his bicycle was in it too. Like he
I
had
think it
nothing
was.
left.
Like he had nothing. He had like the script.
Mhm.
And nothing else, but he thinks that actually helped him get the role because he was so desperate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it kind of bled through in his audition.
Yeah.
And apparently David
DeLuise-
DeLuise like Peter DeLuise, sorry, he commented on it. So yeah, that's how we ended up with the role, which is really cool.
Didn't hurt.
Oh, the
Isn't that
drilling in
wild?
the head.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what?
Awful.
I actually looked into this, and
Oh, you did?
I did a little bit. It was historically used as an effective relief for intracranial swelling from trauma.
Yes.
And this is also Peter Dollowy. That's his
Yeah.
little cameo.
Yeah.
But apparently the average survival rate for a hole in the head was between 75 and 83% during the Inca period, which is between 1400 and 1500 AD.
It's hard to
So
kill someone.
The survival rate was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Intracranial swelling is yeah. There's
I read
And, like, they still kind of use it to a certain respect now as well.
I mean, I think Dr. Weir, they had to drill her head and then let her brain expand outside in season 4. Very cool moment. I read a lovely, disturbing book on like medicine back in these times and like the way they did things. And apparently, because women back then had less rights than men on average, the stuff they did to women in order to try and help them medicinally was very vile, somehow worse. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Religion back then, not great. They should have let some actual doctors try and learn. So
am I correct in saying
everyone was religious, so there wasn't anyone who wasn't. So
no, exactly. It's crazy.
I don't know if this is correct, but I read somewhere that that's Christopher Judge voicing the Unas.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that sure sounds like him. So yeah, I love how the Unas is playing the parts of the demon.
Oh yeah, he's owning that role.
Absolutely.
He's like, I've been typecast. I'm just going to lean into it. I was going to say as well before that Daniel stated that they don't call them the Dark Ages because it was dark.
That's correct.
Yeah, historical scholars have actually recognized that the term Dark Ages is misleading. It's supposed to refer to the lack of historical records from that era and the lack of scientific and cultural
wasn't it mostly banned because it was like against God or something that some
I think it was sort of like like roped in with like being evil or something.
Supposedly there was like people who were still religious but obviously wanted to practice medicine properly and try and learn, and they were obviously prevented, and that's what makes it so devastating. I'm glad that we're in a good balance in the modern day.
So Simon
way.
is about to ask Tilk if he's killed this creature before, and in my head I want him to say, indeed, just as I killed your father.
Oh God.
He does look a lot. This is like maybe the earliest example of reusing an actor who clearly has been seen in the show before.
Oh yeah,
with like similar themes as well. Like the episodes are quite similar.
Oh yeah. And your father.
Yeah, exactly. Just as I killed your father.
Perhaps we can kill two birds with but one stone. Even after we're kind of at peace with the Unas in season 5, Jack still has this contempt for them.
Well, he's suspicious of everyone, really.
Makes me big sad.
I guess it's just part of his
it's
part
funny
of
how
his
he
job,
can be...
really. He needs to like assess and reassess risk. So
he has so
to be
funny and charming,
skeptical.
but then he's so skeptical.
But I mean, in season 5, he's comparing Unas to dogs who sniff each other's butts, and they're friends for life. Yeah,
it's a bit rude.
It's I don't think it would play today the same if that episode was made now. So
yeah, agreed.
No, but I you know what? I think it's really refreshing to have someone of that kind of like perspective. Not everyone should share the same things.
Yeah, well, yeah,
all
I
think
agree.
the same.
I agree. So,
he's a man who's like,
don't we see this guy like loads throughout like Canadian television?
Yeah, he comes back.
Canadian produced television.
I think he's been.
Isn't he Atlantis?
He's in season 2 of Atlantis.
Yes,
isn't he in that one where they're
servant of the Wraith? Yeah, the island.
Yeah, they're feeding the Wraith, the people, the prisoners.
Yep. which conveniently enough is never himself. He does a good job in this episode, though.
He really
I'd
does.
love to have him on.
Oh, he is really. He was in Schitt's Creek as well
Oh,
as
he
this
was.
hilarious guy who was like going to buy the town.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Which is another fantastic Canadian production.
Mm-hmm. And he was a judge guy in American Gods.
Oh, he strikes
which
me
I
as
think
a
was
judge.
pretty
Yes, he
Canada
was in
as well.
American Gods.
I
did
saw
see
the
that
first
record
season.
review.
I haven't seen the second season.
He was in season 1.
Oh, okay. I don't remember him.
Very briefly.
Okay.
Check out how clean his teeth are.
Yep.
It's like David McNally's teeth are gnarly, but this
Just
guy's teeth,
another way to make him
teeth
stand
are
out.
really clean. Yeah.
His ring never really has a canon explanation. Like it
I was
may
gonna say
be touchstone similar technology.
Yeah, because like it appears to be Goa'uld technology, but like the user doesn't need to have had a symbiote or have a symbiote to use it. So yeah, it's a bit different than the Goa'uld technology that we've seen before.
Makes little difference to him.
Yeah, their belief system's not that complex. They can't see beyond
their little village,
their
which
hatred.
is all they've had.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's really convenient for them to come in here and be like, well, you know, you're all so stupid for thinking this way. By what other yardstick do they have to compare? You know,
did they reuse any part of the set for the Ori episodes in season 9?
This would have been years later. I seriously doubt it. So yeah,
just thought I'd ask.
Cool technology.
Doesn't that come back when Varley uses it
Yes.
to heal Daniel?
Yep.
Oh my god, I love Prometheus Unbound so much. I'm remembering so many details.
That's a cool bit of graphic.
Yep. He made them have an owie.
Yeah, they've been lit. Just casually chewing on some hay.
Joel's music is so good.
In front of Jack again. Love to see it. 2 episodes in a row. Oh yeah, we all have.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is some OP power right there. Like that was a bit like whoa.
It makes you wonder what it was.
Yeah. Well, it's Jack came around really quickly compared to the other two.
He's on good terms with the guard there.
Oh,
Daniel,
Christ.
tests? Not specifically.
He's already been beaten.
I will say, right, the test they used to do, like the stupidest things ever, wasn't it? Like if you throw a woman into the river and she like floats.
Yeah, if they float, they die. If they die, they're good.
Yeah, that literally is about to happen.
It's a catch-22.
It's a
catch-22. Yeah, she's clearly human and not a witch.
Yeah, but at least she went to
so
heaven.
Stupid. Oh yeah, great.
Oh boy.
Yeah, catch-22 is exactly what Carter says.
Such bull. Makes me so angry. I think that's why I hate this episode. It makes me so angry. There's nothing more that I hate than like when people get like this about their beliefs and they refuse to listen to anybody else at all about anything, like refuse to even acknowledge other ideas. It's so infuriating. Like the aura, I just want to grab them all and punch them.
Well, it's kind of really sad because like Tilt doesn't really like he's not doing anything to stand up for himself, but it's like in his head he kind of feels like he deserves it because of what he's done.
Oh yeah,
just
absolutely.
As the first prime. Yeah.
I think that this would have made his tattoo melt.
Yeah,
Yes.
surely.
Doesn't even make a noise.
Yeah, he's not being burned. It's his tattoo.
Mm.
So
And we should at least like fake that you know they're hurt.
Well, yeah.
It's like, oh, you've proved our point now by making no noise. Thanks. I think someone mentioned earlier the previous episode when the Toga was coming out of the tunnel was very reminiscent of Monty Python. And
Yes,
Jacobs
and the
just
Holy
said,
Grail.
I think it was Lockwatcher, and then Jacob said Lockwatcher, Witch Trials, another echo of Monty Python and Holy Grail. I was literally
Yes.
thinking about that when they were like, let's get a duck, or they get like a swan or something and compare the weights. And it's just like, she must be a witch, and it's just, oh my goodness.
It's been so long since I've seen that
They
movie.
put like what, a parsnip on her nose or something to be like,
Oh,
look at her nose, she must be
jeez.
a witch.
did
So
they
silly.
did they build this dock for this episode? I guess they did.
I didn't come across that, but they
Okay.
might have.
It's a cool shot.
So
It almost looks like the weeds are like planted on, like they built it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So Cannon is about to recite the prayer to St. Michael. So it's kind of a goof, but also an interesting talking point.
Me
So
too.
if the inhabitants of this planet were taken from Earth during the Middle Ages, then how did they acquire the prayer to St. Michael? Because that was composed by Pope Leo XIII in 1886. But the most logical canonical explanation would be that
God.
this planet was obviously
God.
visited by somebody possessing this literature like post 1886. But I don't
Or
know. I
God.
kind of like the idea. Oh God, I was going to say I kind of like the idea of a mobile Goa'uld librarian like visiting planets in his Teltac and like dropping off bits of free literature.
Or it was divinely given message.
What year are these guys supposed to be pulled from? Like, what year did they get like brought here? Did they think
So, well, I
It's
mean,
like
800 and
1500s.
1200. Well, that's the Middle Ages.
during
so-
that period?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking. I learned recently that apparently the term hell, because he just said it, is this is not a goof or anything. I'm actually agreeing. I'm just double checking. But apparently the term hell was actually not used to refer to like any like underworld in the Bible, and apparently like it came around pretty late, and it came from Helheim. That's where it originated from, and then Christianity went, yeah, we'll take that and use that for our stuff.
Helheim.
So we
like,
just
okay, like Norse.
Like yeah, Norse
Okay,
mythology.
interesting. Yvie, what?
I was just gonna say we just missed Jack sustaining his eyebrow injury.
Oh yes.
Oh,
So he has a permanent scar cutting through his eyebrow. And
chick
I
stick
read
scars.
that
I love it.
I read that RDA and Jan Newman agreed to make this part of O'Neill's permanent features, but yeah, I don't know how official that is.
interesting.
And I had no idea that Jan was originally from Australia
Yeah, she's
until
an
I listened to
Australian.
your interview with her.
Yep, she sure is.
Yeah. Ugh.
He could easily have given them up to the Unis. Kind of surprised.
Yeah.
So it's not Naquit in his blood.
No.
I just want to say, by the way, with
just yet.
with my hell comment, that is simply just me going off of like 3 people I was researching. I may not be right. Someone please fact check me, but I heard that is apparently, or like it didn't come from Helheim, but it came from hell or something in terms of Norse or Anglo-Saxon mythology. So
There's a lot
somewhere
of
it's all crossing over
historical
too many
baggage
places
that you can mine that
Yeah.
from. So
But it would make sense if it came from that.
rid me of this priest. What are the odds that the symbiote pouch would be able to convey oxygen to Teal'c?
Yeah, well,
Mm.
kind of explains the science behind it in a little bit.
Because symbiotes are
So
aquatic, so...
Yes, correct. Yeah. That's what she says.
Yeah, but how does that get to Teal'c's air supply?
That bit they don't explain,
Right.
obviously.
Does he swim? Does he swim out and into Teal'c's mouth? And I don't get it. So, but Jaffa will Jaffa.
Exactly.
We're not too thrilled with you right now.
No.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're asking a lot, dude. Mm,
Oh boy.
yeah, trepanning.
Is that the correct word?
Trepanning, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The hole in the head.
Fun times.
So
But
it's
statistically,
kind
they
of,
were surviving.
yeah, statistically, the survival rate was pretty good, but it's kind of ironic because they're talking about cleansing Mary so she's not gifted to Sokar, but obviously she's not actually possessed. But if they turn her over to Sokar, she probably would be.
Yeah, exactly. They'll either put her in the mines on Natu or convert her into a host.
Exactly.
Mm. The acting in this episode is what makes it works. What makes
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
when I say I don't like this episode, I mean it's not the performances. It's just the subject matter infuriates me, I think.
Mm.
It's hard for me to
The bond between
enjoy it.
Mary and Simon is actually quite sweet.
Mhm.
It is, yeah. Yeah, Daniel.
I love Jack.
He's like, damn, yes, you're right.
He has a special
Oh God.
like radar when it comes to Teal'c, and when Teal'c is harmed in any way, makes Jack very incapable of wanting to. Oh boy.
Oh God.
I don't know if you remember Evie or if you were just too horrified, but when we went to London Dungeon, they had loads of these kinds of, like either torture or healing devices
Wow.
in the
Yes,
London Dungeon.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I did have my eyes closed all of the time.
Really?
Evie was terrified. I was like, Evie, it's okay, it's safe.
It was
trust
fun.
me.
Is it like
was fun.
historical tools?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, and we went through like all the disgusting, gross histories of
Mhm.
of London
Interesting.
and how horrific London could be.
So the women attending Tilk are oiling him up. I like to think that they're oiling him up for the afterlife so he can just slip right through the gates of heaven.
Slide on by.
Oh gosh. That's funny. Maybe there's some slides in the afterlife that he can slide down.
Yes. Oh, Heaven's Aquatic Center.
Oh, I miss those little temperature things. I used to use those when
Oh,
I was
really?
a kid.
I can't say I've ever seen one.
I've
Yeah,
never seen
my
one
nan
in
used to
person.
stick that. I have one still somewhere, I think, in
Wow.
my
Are they one use
in my
only?
medicine cabinet. No, they're like a little like plastic strip But as soon as you lift it off, it goes completely black because there's no temperature being detected. But as soon as you place it on the forehead of a kid, if you got to press it on really tightly, it'll go up to their temperature.
How long does it take?
Okay.
Like 2 seconds. As soon as it touches it, it starts heating up.
Oh wow! I wonder how accurate it is, or if it
was pretty accurate.
Retains its accuracy.
I can see if I can find it, in the other room.
Yes, please.
It was better than grabbing the like the thermometer thing we used to have.
It sounds so much easier.
Go under your tongue. Yeah.
Oh,
way more hygienic if you were sick as well.
Or the devices you put in your ear. So.
Yeah.
It's a teal'c.
And he's just casually putting on his jacket.
It is so. Way to go, Junior.
I love this so much.
I'm so happy. Lovely.
See, oxygen in the water is the explanation.
Yeah, I didn't want to die either.
Yeah.
Elnareem took a nap.
Absolutely.
Is this like the second time Kelnareem has come up? Am I missing it? Or
I
is
think
it the first
so.
time?
Yeah, I think it's the second time.
I think,
the first
yeah,
time
I think,
was Holiday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the switching.
Yeah, tell that to the cannon.
Oh, sick of this guy. He's doing a great performance. Sick of him.
Ugh.
Yep. I'm sorry, Simon. We have to meet our quota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think David McNally said that they shaved his head for this role. He had like long hair.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they shaved his head for this role, but apparently there's like a longer bit down the side, but you can't really see it.
Oh, so they didn't get all of it.
I think it might have been deliberate.
I never noticed that.
Oh, God.
He just means bad. Of course you don't know what that means. Of course he doesn't. And stock shot of sun coming up.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mr. Loincloth himself.
Absolutely.
Indeed. That costume must have been so uncomfortable.
Yeah, but so much fun to like parade around in and like get your acting chops on.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think out of all the alien designs, I think that the Unis are my favorite with how they look. I think they look the coolest.
Do you think
They
he
are very
returns
cool.
an old set
as well
of
as
chains?
Eamon?
You what?
Sorry, what?
What did you say, Yvie?
What's that about the chains?
Do you think?
Oh, I was just commenting about the costumes for some of the character.
Yeah, it's definitely the Unos makeup evolves every time along with the costume. Do you think he returns the old set of chains when he comes back through the gate so that they can hook those onto the sacrificial slab?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So,
or maybe
just
they
keep
have
on
like
manufacturing
maybe they
them.
have spare chains around.
I
for,
don't
like,
think
when,
he returns them. Yeah, I think they've literally just got tons and tons of chains somewhere.
There's a chain maker in the village.
I think there would be. Yeah, I don't know. Metallurgy, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Someone working with metal?
Yeah. Whoa.
Danshay?
Yeah. Because they're not.
Yeah, see,
servants of
logic.
Satan.
It's like it's his first name. Dang cranky.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Yeah.
Mhm. I love the unspoken communication with the lot of them in just a minute.
Yeah, Mary, we're about to take a tumble.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
silly question. It looked like RDA and Michael Shanks had like stand-ins for that shot walking
possible,
across for
yeah.
some reason. Michael Shanks' hair looked too long, and Richie Hanson's hair was too black.
Well,
I was
they're
like,
about to take a tumble, so they probably just went ahead and did that shot that way.
oh,
Yeah.
They
yeah,
could
that makes
cut
sense.
to it. Yeah.
It was a
I
good
couldn't
move.
really tell
But
whether
wouldn't the-
with Chris or Amanda though.
that's a big gamble. Couldn't the chains like accidentally choke them?
Of
And then he
course.
just choked RDA. Like, look at him.
Yeah.
Like, he just had some struggle.
Absolutely. So they're probably plastic and can snap pretty easily, I suspect.
Yeah.
Did he just roar?
Yes.
Thought I heard
Oh,
something.
good.
Yes.
I missed it. It doesn't say roar in subtitles. Weapons, weapons, weapons. Mm-mm.
You don't like that, do you?
No, he doesn't.
Asking questions is human
You're
nature.
gonna be
It's what makes us
next.
fun. Yeah.
Unable or unwilling.
Yeah. Move to Earth, bro. Way better. You can enjoy Christianity in a new and improved way.
Yeah, fewer sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called the Protestant Reformation. Oh, come on. I love how they didn't pick this up. You know, pick the thing
Honestly.
up. Come on,
Yeah.
Jack.
Look at him.
Use the weapon.
I does.
Shoot him.
So that was smart. That was really
Yeah.
smart. Crap. There you go.
Nice.
Same colored sort of blood as Aris Bok.
Well, it's a
Fluorescent.
little lighter. Yeah, it's a little darker.
Yeah. Little darker.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That was like, oof.
Oh, I
And
saw the
that,
stunt
yeah,
double
stunt
there.
double.
Yeah, me too.
Very
Just for
clear.
a split second.
Run, Simon, run.
Surely if they all joined forces in pulling that, they could get it out of the tree,
It would really hurt Jack.
I guess.
Comment I missed earlier. Lockwatcher said it's interesting that they used a biblical theme, and then the lead evil woman was Mary.
Yeah.
I did actually.
Yeah.
Think that. It's very fascinating.
That's true.
It just
It's
kind of
very
shows
true.
how skewed these people are. You know, I guess it's like what they kind of were aiming for when they went.
They
for
all
Mary as a
have
name.
biblical names. I'm sure there's 10 Marys in the village.
Yeah,
So,
I think maybe they just chose that for the show as like maybe just to kind of
yeah.
extra point it out.
Yeah.
Just be to highlight her innocence, because Mary was a virgin, so
Yeah. Lockwatcher said earlier in the episode they did show a blacksmith working in the village. Yeah, that's the one who's making the chains.
Is it his
Yes.
Oh. Is it his sister? Was that his sister?
no.
Oh, it's not his sister? Okay.
Simon's sister?
Yeah.
No. No. Her parents died,
Okay,
and
got it.
he sort of like took over like looking after her.
I missed it. I love this. Even, in the darkest moment, he still protects his leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I talked about that with him. He's just
You
a
did.
stand-up guy. Ooh.
Yeah, you did. And he still like believes. He still
Yeah.
he still believes in his faith.
There's no subtitle for his screaming either. Rude.
So I think David McNally said in his interview that he appreciated the character's transition from someone so afraid and oppressed to a person finding his courage, which is
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah, he has a great arc.
He does have a good arc.
Jed Ted said, anyone here play an Unis in the RPG? I did. I think they're very cool.
This one's not going to regenerate.
I was expecting it to come back alive, but
Yeah,
the twist
that's
is
what they
good.
do.
The twist is good. Yeah,
Exactly.
Wait, isn't there a twist here that I'm like in this in the back
Yes.
of my head somewhere?
Yes.
That's
No,
right.
I'm
You've
not
only
gonna
seen
disclose
this
it.
once.
Not going to disclose it.
I feel like I've already figured it out
You probably have.
because this is Stargate,
Yep.
and the episode's not over yet, and the Unis is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Seemingly.
and he's not regenerating. So,
Correct. So there's a brilliant goof coming up. So when Carter is entering the coordinates for Earth, you listen, she actually dials 9 symbols, not 7.
Oh, she does.
oh
Yeah.
Maybe you can press it again if you picked the wrong one and it turns it off, and then press a new one.
Maybe.
I bet you can do
like
that.
it only holds for like 5 seconds or something, and then it turns off.
Can I just say the acting of this guy just being like, oh, bless you, thank you. Oh, yes, I've changed my entire attitude and personality in seconds. It's like, I wish more people saw the light that simply. Yeah. No one sees the light that fast.
Well, I mean, I wish you could see the light, Nicole, and all the things that you're wrong about that simply. Why don't you see the light that simply? It's really easy to simplify all of our problems. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, look, I remembered somehow. And I've seen it once. Good job, me. The culture has done a better job of being like still being a rude dude. Yeah, mess him up.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You
But even here,
power hungry fool.
his last line, I love. The Darth Vader moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forgive me, my son.
Yeah.
That would have been like another twist.
Like he oh god. Yeah. He gets it now. So yeah. And Simon's gonna give the prayer. Yeah.
Simon's a stand-up dude.
He is. He should be the new leader.
Yes.
Take the ring and bury it and sin no more. Dan Ben, I would not want to be the person to reach the staff weapon as my arms are too short.
We had a Kerry join the chat. I don't think we've seen Kerry around here much before. So hello, Kerry.
Hey, Carrie.
Welcome. There we go.
I'm waiting to hear 9. Uh-oh. Oh, there's 8.
And she dialed 1 earlier.
That's
so
true.
Yeah.
That's 9.
Got it.
Ah.
There will be no more sacrifices. There will just be one large orbital bombardment.
Uh-huh.
Is that stock shots from is that stock shots from the Nox planet? Is that what those are?
I feel like some are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain cuts.
Interesting. And slow motion.
Well, I mean, the question that I have would be like, when did the Goa'uld actually leave Earth? Like,
Oh, they were
if
visiting
they were
throughout
there
our
as
history.
more recent,
Voice
if
of
they were
Unas,
there
Christopher Judge.
as recent, yeah. Oh, there you
Damn,
go.
I didn't know that.
That's
I'm gonna
correct.
double check if I have that thermometer in this house. Give me
Yes,
one
please.
second.
But yeah, no, Teotihuacan they visited when the Mayan city of Teotihuacan fell.
Yep.
So there's a lot of there
That
are
would
a
have
lot
been
of
before
times that they
the
came,
Middle Ages, though.
right. So they came and took
Yeah.
us as hosts repeatedly because there's no Naquadah in our solar system. So there's just the only commodity of our system is hosts. So
God,
yep.
nasty, just
Absolutely.
nasty. But I quite enjoyed this episode.
I
It's
enjoy it
okay.
too.
Yeah.
I think the performances are strong.
Performances are strong, and I think that is the reason it holds up.
Yeah. Demons, everyone.
Oh.
Okay.
Couldn't find it. I do apologize. I think my nan got a different one of a different kind, so
That's
I
okay.
think she threw it out.
Well, thank you
But
for checking.
I used it all my childhood.
Dang it, Nan.
Yeah, honestly, I've
Damn it,
never
I
seen
wear
it before. Never seen them before.
I had quite a few, and yeah, my nan's watching Outlander in the next room, just having a great time. Oh, you're
that is
going
awesome.
without
That is
us.
awesome. I know. Next year, Nicole, we'll go next year.
You know, Yvie, it's such a shame you live so far away, so everything costs so much more for you to go places. It is painful. But I'm not like, but I don't pass judgment on you. I pass judgment on your like parents and grandparents for settling in Australia.
Oh my God. Yes, because they escaped World War II.
There's a lot of judgment being passed this last hour. So, all right, let's dial it a little back, please. Let's show some. All right, that's funny.
I'm obviously making the big jokes. So
Huge jokes.
I will say I think I always berate Yvie for this. I'm always like, oh damn your family, damn World War II ruining everything. Yeah. So episode thoughts.
It's a 2 for me. The I know I always say the acting is strong. The acting is pretty good. I feel that the story is a little bit more contrived in this one. It feels more like a filler episode. I'm glad that they went, and examined Christianity in the show. I thought that was cool. I think that it also comes back again with, with Jolinar's memories, especially because Jack says, he says, I'm going to hell anyway, so I might as well have a look. There's some heavy stuff there.
There is.
And it's a fine episode, but for me, it's a 2.
Yeah. I was also leaning towards a 2. I think a 3 just seems too high. I'm just thinking of like other episodes that I've rated.
I thought you guys were going to go higher than this. Oh my goodness.
And I don't know if it's worthy of a 3.
There's a reason you've watched it only once, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone's agreeing.
That's it. Yeah. So I think I will stick with a 2. I think the direction was good, the acting was good. But
at the end of the day,
it's not an excellent episode.
Themes, yeah.
So I think
it's a good episode about forgiveness and about don't sacrifice your neighbors.
Yeah,
that's generally not a good thing. So
there's bugs around. Sorry guys, ignore those floating around. I would also probably give this a 2, just simply I'm not like hugely Christian. I'm like some
really no way.
I'm some weird middle ground. I'm not like against it or anything. I partly believe and I partly don't. I don't know where it is. Yeah. And so, but like, I find Christianity, because I grew up with it and I've had it so embedded in my life that when it comes up and it is part of my favorite show, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, but you're showing like all the horrible bits that I don't like.
It's the easiest target.
You make me sit through an hour of it.
It is.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it is.
I always saw the Ori as more of a representation, weirdly enough, of Christianity in a way. I don't know why. Too. Something about the way that they are religious reminds me of like, hundreds of years ago, especially with the burning of non-believers. I was kind of like, something about this is very unsettling, and it always made me kind of look at my own religion and be like, well, what if God is like the Ori and he's actually like wants this? And obviously I don't believe that, but it always made me question things, interestingly, which is why Stargate is so great. But yeah, I find Christianity to be a very dull topic because it's so prevalent in my life and in the world. You know, I used to go to Sunday school every week.
So did I.
Years, and as soon as I could drop it, I did. But you know, it was just the same thing every week. I was like, yeah, I get it, you know. So yeah, I like the Eunice. I like the acting. I think that it's annoying that when Stargate has episodes that are really well acted but don't have like the strongest stories. But I enjoyed the way that they've like linked Christianity into the Gould storyline. I think that it's super important to show every aspect of humanity that the Gould went and yoinked. And Christianity being part of it is interesting. I just think that, I don't know, there are other things that are also more interesting. So yeah, but no hate on Christians. You know, I am a Catholic technically, and yeah, you know, I just not a great episode.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I didn't think it really added much to the Eunice kind of storyline.
It brings them back into the fray. So
it was interesting to see how they're utilized by the Gould still in some way, shape, or form. When we see them again with Shaka, it's like it's different because they're like, now we hate them and wear the necklaces because we know better. And I'm just like, Is this the last time we see them so advanced? You know, like in terms of like, you know, speaking full complete sentences in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the time
and
it's
then they're more
Chaka
primitive.
Soul.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, look what you just said. Nicole might not like it as well as it because it was filmed in the same place as the Knox. I don't hate the Knox that much, look what you. Every time you bring it up,
it comes up.
I'm never gonna let it go.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
About the scene, yes. Nicole, no, hating the Knox.
Yeah,
I don't hate them. I just don't love them. So it's not my cup of tea.
All right, what's the?
Okay. So Lockwood just said, decent episode. Jack has some great one-liners. Would give it a 5. Good writing. Nice twist in the end. Okay. I respect your opinion.
Do you now? Do you though?
Yeah, I do.
The way that you just said respect your opinion.
Yeah, I have to. You know, I'm shocked initially because I'm like, who could think this? And I'm like, wait, other people have opinions too.
Who could possibly think differently from me? How dare they? You know what? Maybe they need to go through the
about
circle.
20 minutes ago, I said, you know what? I think it's really important that Jack has his own opinions and it is vocal in the way he actually thinks differently from other people. Now I'm sitting here like, judgment. So we've got Jean Diado, 6 chevrons, one of my personal favorites. Okay, Jean Diado, I respect you, girl. Anthony Rawling said, I think it's a 5 from me. It's a thought-provoking. Is there something wrong with us? Like the 3 of us?
Yeah. Maybe we're feeding off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think I was that hateful during the episode. I think I was sitting there being mostly like just learning. Raywood said 2 for cringy religion, depressing episode.
There you go.
It was a cringy part of history, in my opinion. Yeah, wasn't great. Jacob said 4 chevrons, good performances, and I like the unusual Christianity theme. The Unas is always a treat. Still hashtag bring Hammond back. Yeah, Jacob.
Good deal.
Mac Boland's conscience said I like this episode 5. Lewis Cox said 5 chevrons for me. I kind of like it because of the acting and the lore and the Gould being the Unas's. The Unas first few years, I guess, and then the humans the rest. Dan Ben said, yeah, I'm not religious, but I had a very religious family. Yeah. Jed Ted said 4 chevrons. Becca said 3. I really love the music in this one and some good performances. Yes, the music, I realized in the season 4 and 5 DVDs that I have of SG-1 always play that music from that episode every time I load up the menu. So there's a fun fact for you. And then we've got Dan Ben said 4, but it's an episode I like. And I think Yuris Tosh said 3 is more my feeling. And oh my goodness, Yuris Tosh said he did a Catholic school for 14 years. That's a long time.
We're the oldest, the lowest of all the stats for the entire.
I think we might be
group. Then does that sound right?
So.
Yeah, that does. So I like Kerry's comment. Catholic? Oh yeah, I'm totally addicted to cats. You know, Catholic. I agree.
Yeah, you know. Sorry, it was funny, but it's funny and that was pretty lame, but I enjoyed it, so I have to give it a sarcastic laugh because of the type of joke.
It's great, and I totally agree. I
Yeah.
am also a cataholic.
You know, I don't think I was giving off too much negative energy that episode. I actually tried to not talk a bunch because I was like, I've forgotten so much of this episode.
Yeah, you're
that I was like,
rewatching it, really.
If
Oh,
you've
yeah, I was
only
sitting there
seen it once, like how much can you actually remember?
I remember
that's the
so
thing.
much of
You
it,
know,
but
there's
like I
how
remember
much of
so
there is
little of it as
you
well.
have to remember it. And it's been, how old were you when you saw it?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I finished season 2 and 3 last. I was about 13, 14, so it's been at least a decade.
Oh, really? I was about to say like a couple years ago then. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's another one. Ha ha ha, David.
Nicole, I literally just saw a bug in like the camera.
And it's a daddy long legs flying around, and I'm gonna kill it. And
Daddy long legs fly?
No,
They
no,
fly
sorry.
in the UK?
They're called daddy long legs in England. They're flying ones. They're not spiders. They're a flying bug.
It's not a spider. It's a, I forget what it's.
Okay, we have daddy long legs in Australia, and
they
they're
are your
huge,
spiders.
They have long
spiders.
legs. They're,
Yeah.
it's a, what is it actually?
You can get daddy long legs in Australia. It's like the size of your fist. They're not
Yeah,
harmful,
our one is like this
but
big
they're
and it flies.
huge, and they're thank
Harvestmen.
God they don't have wings.
Harvestmen is what they're called.
Our ones are just doofuses, and they just like bat you in the face because they don't care where they're
Yeah,
flying.
they're just kind of do their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I always just grab it. I always go like boop, and then I try and throw it
Wow,
outside.
okay.
Let it be free. If it's a spider, I'm like kill it instantly. But any other bug, I'm like, yeah, get it out. Be polite. But yes,
Be polite to the bugs.
interesting episodes. You know, not the best. Season 3 is like a good average. I think this is my least favorite episode of season 3. I think it's only going to go like.
I think it just
up
gets
and
better
good
from here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually,
So-
what is next week?
I was going to say, what is next week?
Season
Oh, Urius
3.
Tosh said he wasn't here
Okay.
before, but Deadman Switch was a 6 for him. I respect that.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Fun episode.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the episodes for next week. Where are we? Actually, next week's not great.
Oh,
Rules of Engagement and Forever in a Day.
I like them both.
Oh,
Forever in a
I don't
Day
know
is
what's
good.
wrong with y'all.
Rules
No,
of
I'm not a
Engagement
huge fan of
is
Rules of
pooey.
Engagement.
Yeah,
No, it's just blah.
but Forever
I'll take
in a
it to
Day-
demons.
Yeah,
Ah,
yes, same
okay.
actually. I think but then Forever in a Day, I very much enjoy. I think it was a very unique way to do an episode, and I think the writing was intriguing.
I was really shocked when they we'll get to it. They wrapped
Yeah.
up like a series premise so quickly. I thought it was going
Yeah.
to go like through the series, and no, they're like, okay, we're
Yeah.
moving along. Okay, so
Move
yeah.
on to bigger and better and different things.
Yeah, just different things for sure.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mm.
Jack can't always be thinking about Charlie. Daniel can't always be thinking about his wife. It's that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's true.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
folks. Are you guys ready to wrap it up? Anything
Yes,
else?
I believe
that
so.
Those were some episodes.
They
They
were
But I think this
indeed
is the
some
most
episodes.
I think this is the most like people we've had watching live. I think there was about 20 people at one stage.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
So
they
that's
just wanted
like
to
the
get on
highest
the-
number we've
the-
ever had.
Maybe they wanted to come
Guys.
in and they could feel the bad vibes coming from us. They were like, we've got to counter these demons' negative vibes and come in with some good reviews. And I respect it. It's going to be really interesting when Anthony pulls up the thing at the end of the season and shows us the statistics for demons, and it's way higher than other episodes that we're rating because we put it really low, but everyone else is going to put it really high. So it's going to be in a bizarre spot when we look at it. Very interested in seeing that.
That's true. Well, we'll see where it falls at the end of the season.
Indeed.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in this week, and we've got a lot more season 3 goodness heading your way. And yeah, so thank you all
Give
for
us a
tuning in.
like, subscribe.
Yes, like, share,
Yes,
subscribe.
please.
Do give us a like. If you
Yes,
enjoyed the
thank
episode,
you.
We appreciate
And
it.
And follow us
and
on social
follow
media.
us on social media.
Yeah, the girls are doing a
Twitter,
great job.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, they're
like.
coming up with some funnies every week for you,
Oh, Evie's extra funny as well. So
for sure. All right,
try.
guys. We are the Wormhole Extremists, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody.